The year is 1963. A man in the Cappadocia region of Turkey is renovating his basement. He's not looking for treasure. He's not looking for history. He's looking for his lost chickens. He knocks down a wall, and instead of finding his birds, he finds a dark hole. A hole that seems to lead straight down into the earth. Forever.
I can't believe it. Look at this.
He lights a lamp and steps inside. The tunnel is narrow, cold, and silent. It leads to another room, then another, then a staircase carved into the rock, spiraling down into darkness. He walks for what feels like hours. He has no idea that beneath his feet, a city is sleeping. A city that hasn't seen light for centuries. When he finally surfaces, he runs to the authorities. Soon, archaeologists arrive. They descend into the hole with proper equipment. What they find rewrites history. This is not a cave. This is not a hiding place. This is a city. A city that plunges nearly 300 feet into the ground. A city built to shelter 20,000 people. The city is called Derinkuyu. It has 18 levels of tunnels, rooms, and passages. It has churches, schools, stables, wineries. Everything a community needs to survive. But here's the question that haunts historians. Why would anyone build a city underground? What were they so afraid of? The answer lies in the stone itself. Derinkuyu was a hiding place. For centuries, waves of invaders swept across this land. Persians, Arabs, Seljuks. The people who lived here, early Christians, had a choice. Convert, die, or disappear. They chose to disappear. They carved a world beneath the world. And they survived. Today, Derinkuyu is a museum. Tourists walk through its tunnels, marvel at its ingenuity. But they see only stone. They don't see the fear. They don't hear the silence that lasted centuries. Someone stands at the edge of the city, looking down into the darkness. The same darkness that once meant safety. The same darkness that meant survival. When archaeologists first descended into Derinkuyu, they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The city didn't just go down one level, or two. It kept going, deeper and deeper. 18 levels in total, nearly 300 feet straight down. That's the height of a 25-story building. But instead of rising into the sky, it's buried beneath the earth, hidden under a quiet Turkish town. The numbers are staggering. At its peak, this city sheltered 20,000 people. Not for a night, not for a week, for months at a time. 20,000 men, women, children, and their livestock, living in complete darkness, waiting for the danger above to pass. A population larger than many medieval European cities. But 20,000 people need air to breathe. Someone designed a solution. 52 ventilation shafts, carved through solid rock, reaching all the way to the surface. Some shafts are 55 meters deep. They didn't just bring air, they brought water. Wells were dug deep enough to reach groundwater, hidden from enemies above. The city was a labyrinth. Miles of tunnels connected thousands of rooms. But it wasn't chaos. Every level had a purpose. The upper floors were for animals. Their body heat rose, warming the levels above. Deeper down, homes and kitchens. At the very bottom, churches and schools. A whole society stacked like layers of stone. And then there were the doors. Massive stone wheels, weighing up to 500 kilograms, rolled across the tunnels to seal each level. Once closed, no army could break through. Inside, people could survive for months. Food, water, air, all contained. The city wasn't just a hiding place, it was a fortress. A fortress waiting for the world above to end. But here's what haunts archaeologists most. Derinkuyu is just one. More than 200 underground cities have been found in Cappadocia, some connected by tunnels stretching 9 kilometers. Some still unexplored. We've only excavated 10% of Derinkuyu. The rest is still down there, waiting. Beneath the feet of tourists, beneath the ferry chimneys, beneath the soil. A world within our world, still hiding. The question of who built Derinkuyu has no single answer. The first tunnels were carved nearly 3,000 years ago. The Phrygians, an Indo-European people, are often credited with the earliest excavations in the 8th or 7th century BC. But some scholars believe the Hittites may have started it even earlier, around 1500 BC. The truth is, the city has many fathers. There's an even older legend. In the Zoroastrian holy book, the Vendidad, the god Ahura Mazda tells King Yima to build an underground refuge, a place to shelter the best of every living thing from a deadly winter. Some scholars see a connection. Could the origins of Derinkuyu lie not in history, but in myth? What we know for certain is this. By the 5th century AD, Derinkuyu had become a Christian city. Greek-speaking Christians expanded the tunnels, carving churches, schools, and chapels into the rock. They came here to escape persecution, first from pagan Rome, then from invading armies. The darkness became their sanctuary. The greatest threat came between 780 and 1180 A. Arab armies swept through Anatolia, and Derinkuyu became a fortress. At its peak, the city sheltered 20,000 people. Entire communities lived underground for months. They weren't just hiding, they were surviving, and they connected their city to others. Tunnels stretched 9 kilometers to Cappadocia, another underground world. The city was used for centuries. In the 14th century, Christians hid from the Mongol armies of Timur. In 1909, when massacres swept the region, Greek families still took refuge in these tunnels. They knew every passage, every hidden door. For them, this wasn't a ruin. It was a lifeline. In 1923, everything changed. Greece and Turkey exchanged populations. The last Christians left Cappadocia. The tunnels fell silent. For 40 years, the city slept. Until a man knocked down a wall in his basement, looking for his chickens. And the world discovered that the past was never really gone. It was just waiting. 20,000 people need to eat. The city had storage rooms carved into the rock. Grain, olives, dried meat, wine, enough to last for months. Ventilation shafts kept the air fresh, but also kept the food from rotting. Every family had their own supplies. When the doors closed, you lived on what you had stored. No second chances. Water was more precious than gold. Deep wells reached the groundwater far below. Some shafts served both air and water. But there was a problem. Too many people, too little waste disposal. They dug separate pits for sewage, far from living quarters. One mistake, and disease would spread faster than any invader. But the real enemy wasn't hunger or thirst. It was darkness, months without sunlight. Their bodies stopped producing vitamin D. Children grew weak. Bones softened. Adults coughed in the damp air. Tuberculosis spread through the crowded tunnels. In the city of stone, your own body could betray you. Then there was the silence. Not the silence of a quiet night. The silence of a buried world. No wind, no birds, no change. Just the drip of water and the breathing of strangers. Some couldn't take it. They screamed, they prayed, they went mad. The city saved their bodies, but some lost their minds. They had rules. A council of elders decided who got what. Families shared food, but disputes were settled quickly. There was no room for grudges. theft was punished harshly. One man caught stealing could be exiled to the surface, to almost certain death. Order was the only thing between them and chaos. Today, we walk through Derinkuyu with electric lights and guidebooks. We call it a wonder. But for those who lived here, it wasn't a wonder. It was a prison. A prison that meant life. Someone stands at the bottom level, looking up. 85 meters of rock between them and the sky. And for a moment, they understand. Survival has many faces. Some of them live in the dark.